Hey everybody, the Long Shot Signatures here. This is episode 45 of this year's TTM returns. Got in 14 successes to start the week for 33 autographs, bring me to 730 on the year. We're going to get started with some baseball here, including a really big success. This is a 7 of 7 return with a fee from former, I think he's a second baseman, Lou Whitaker. So he does charge quite a bit. But I figured, might as well just get all these cards done and out of the way. He's been a pretty good signer over the years, and it seems like a lot of guys are either reducing the number of items you can send or jacking up their prices. So better to just bite the bullet, get them now, and avoid having to pay even more down the line. But signed all these, came out really good. The only thing that stinks is that the corner got dinged on a number of the cards, but not a huge deal. I'm just glad to get them back regardless. Very quick return too, only 7 days. Then we have a 1-of-1 return from former MLB pitcher Chris George on a 92 Don Russ. I think he only played in 2 games, had 2 strikeouts, so they made a rookie card for him. And then another 1-of-1 return from a former pitcher. This is coming back from Reggie Harris. Spent a lot of time in the minor leagues and then would occasionally get brought up to pitch a few games. But really cool to get that one. And then I got back another former A's pitcher. This one is coming back from a Cy Young Award winner and MVP winner. This is a 1-of-1 return with a $10 fee, Vita Blue, on this photo. Really glad to get that one back. Took about, I think, a month or so. Then we have a golf return. This took a little less than 3 months, I think. Coming back 3 of 3 from Greg Twiggs. He had a win on the PGA Tour. So signed all of those in blue. Came out very nice. We have one football return. This guy is a former defensive back for the Baltimore Colts. Had quite a few interceptions in his career, some Pro Bowls, some All-Pros. So this is a 2 of 2 return from Rick Folk. So sign those in blue as well. Then we have a few hockey returns. First one here is another one of those Indy Fuel cards that I sent out. This is coming back all the way from the Czech Republic. Got 1-of-1 from Josh Britton. He was drafted by the Anaheim Ducks in the 3rd round in 2008, according to the back of this card. Then we have a 3 of 3 return from former player and league official Paul Stewart. Signed all these in blue. What's really funny is on the back of the card, it shows his birthday as March 21st, 1955. On Hockey Reference, it says that his birthday is in 54. And then in every other piece of media that I can find about him, he was actually born in 53. So there's a lot of mistakes in that. ProSet's very well known for its mistakes and data and pictures and all that. I'm actually pretty surprised that Hockey Reference has that wrong. They're usually pretty good about that kind of stuff. But he didn't play very long in the NHL, just less than a season, had 2 goals in his career. He did play in the WHA for some time. I don't really keep too much track of that. But still really cool to get him. I think he's like the first American to officiate over 1,000 games in the NHL. So that should be the 3rd hockey ref that I've gotten. Then we have a 3 of 3 return from a former player and current GM in the league. Got these back from the Minnesota Wild, Bill Guerin. He used to sign before when he was an executive with the Pittsburgh Penguins. But I think he was a 1 per at the time, or at least that's how I interpreted it. But he's become a really good signer ever since joining the Wild. So I had gotten before on a photo of him as a player, but I wanted to get him as a GM, as well as add that 09-2010 Upper Deck to the collection as well. Then we have a hockey college return. This one, unfortunately, did come back damaged, which was acknowledged. So I received a greeting card from the University of Massachusetts stating, enclosed are the photos that you sent. Unfortunately, they arrived to us damaged. Coach Carvel signed, and I'm returning to you. So thank you, Katie, who works at UMass, for letting me know that. So the tops, the corners of the photos were torn. This is coming back from Greg Carvel, by the way. And they sent back my my envelope that I sent to them, and then the self-addressed stamped envelope was also damaged. So they sent back in their own thing, which was really, really kind of them to do that. So it does stink, but it's not his fault or anything. It was kind of him to sign anything at all. He did win the Division I hockey championship last season, so that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll send to him again next year when the season starts up, so I can get some non-damaged photos. But happy to have him in the collection regardless. Then we'll end here with some racing returns. First one here, actually I'm going to skip to this one. First one here is a former modified driver. Kind of hard to see. Obviously the marker he used wasn't that good, but this is coming back 2 of 2 from Rick Fuller, who it's a very dead, kind of almost gray Sharpie. I know they used to make those back at some point. They might still make them. I don't know why they don't show up on anything, but he signed both of those. He won the modified tour championship in '93, I believe it was. And then continuing with that, we got back a current modified driver. This is a 2 of 2 success from 6-time champion Doug Kobe. Not going to count the Doug as a signature there, even though he does kind of sign it. So cool to have a note, though. But he signed both of these. He has over 30 wins in the modified tour. Like I said, 6-time champion. It's basically been him or Justin Bonsignor who have been winning it, other than a one-off with Ryan Preece winning the championship. And then I read something that he is only going to be racing in 4 races this season. So it looks like he's going to be scaling back on how much he races. He did start his own race team recently, within the past few years. So I don't know if he's maybe going to be introducing someone else, or if he's just taking kind of like a year to, work on, some other stuff and whatnot. But really, really glad to get him regardless. Then we have a Cup Series driver on a hero card. I was already going to send to this guy anyway, because I wanted to get a hero card of him in the Cup Series car with him being a rookie. And he just so happened to go on to win the Daytona 500. So I got back a signed hero card from Austin Cindric in about 2 weeks. Then we have another hero card request coming back. I believe this is the one that I sent out last season for IndyCar, because the envelope that I got back had some older stamps and the address was written in pencil, which I haven't done in months. So I'm pretty sure this is last year's request that I sent out to Andretti Autosport and received 4 signed hero cards from them. Got Alexander Rossi, Colton Herta, and then the other evidence that I have is that these 2 drivers are no longer with the team, but also got back James Hinchcliffe and Ryan Hunter-Reay. So regardless, still really cool to get those. We'll be adding those, of course, to the IndyCar hero card collection, and I always like their designs that they do. They're always pretty neat. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Best luck with your guys' collecting. Take care.